Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we have some really cool news, some big news with regards to the drop. So we had quite a lot of answers that the community sent in that I discussed with Dan, Reese and Trevor on the AMA last night, including Alex, who is the new marketing lead for VeVe Ecomi. So I'm just going to be touching on that, as well as we have a new update with regards to the showroom. So I just wanted to go through that with you guys and just some of the cool features that we can expect moving forwards. And we do also have an update with regards to the NFT market space as a whole. Bitboy from Bitboy Crypto, he has just sent out a kind of message regards to where he thinks the NFT market space is going. And lastly, I just wanted to touch on the price of OMI. So firstly, I did manage to end up buying the Slimer on the market. So, the Ghost Trap on the market, and I already owned the Slimer, so I was able to get the cool interaction. So I'm pretty happy with that. It did cost me 930 gems, which hurt my balance quite a lot, but you know, it is what it is. So we had the AMA last night as well. So we addressed quite a lot of questions, specifically questions around, you know, content for more users, marketing, as well as the questions that people were sending in about, hey, are you guys addressing, you know, potential bots or people who aren't, you know, legitimate users? Because yes, some people have noticed that there are people kind of going by undetected, because I know that when the Ecomi team said that, you know, the number of bots has been minimized a lot. It's like in the single digit percents, which is pretty good. Most people getting these collectibles are actual humans, but at the same time, you know, we do want to reduce that number down to 0, and they are addressing that. So what's interesting is they said that they appreciate the feedback from the passionate community. We strive to be as transparent as possible and, you know, have a bit of fun in the process. So they said, you know, there will always be some bad actors, flippers who end up with multiple ultra rares, but we are constantly working to make sure the process is fair for everyone. Please keep the feedback coming. Thank you for being part of the VeVe family. So they have actually commented publicly on some people's responses, you know, whether there are some ideas, and they have actually said some of these ideas, this is something we're considering. So for example, you know, reserving a spot and then being assigned a random mint number, that essentially would destroy all of the you know, people who are using auto clickers and whatnot and able to click in first and get the highest mint, so get the lowest mint numbers. So, you know, that will take away quite a lot of power from these people who are, you know, not exactly legitimate. But at the same time, you know, they are addressing people's concerns. So to be honest, in the long term, like I said, it's an iterative process. They're going to improve over time, and you have to focus on the positives as well as the negatives, because Ecomi has done so many things correct. You can't just let a few negative things overshadow that. And even though I didn't get the ultra rare Ghost Trap and drop, I had to get it from the market. You know, I still believe that the team is, you know, the sentiments are correct. They're doing everything in the right way. You know, things obviously will never go perfectly the first time round. It is an iterative process, but they are responding, and that is why Ecomi is going to be successful in the future. So I just wanted to make that super clear. Now, Bitboy, he posted a video, and I just wanted to show you guys what he said.
For all of the people who are saying that this is, you know, NFTs are just a cash grab and it's a bubble. That's the most popular thing people are saying right now. It's a giant bubble. It's going to pop everybody. This is a fundamental shift in the way people do business. This is a fundamental shift in the way retail is done. Okay? We're not just talking cards and collectibles. So many other use cases for this, and the conversations we're having with people is absolutely massive. We're not anywhere close to a peak here. And one thing, I'll tell you what Ryan Tedder says on this interview today that I thought was very interesting. He said that NFTs are not a wave, they're the ocean.
Okay, so Bitboy, again, he is a quite well-known figure in the crypto space, but what he says does definitely, you know, it has value. So NFTs, you know, they're not a wave, they are essentially the ocean. And if NFTs are the ocean, then VeVe is pretty much every single body of liquid in the universe, because, you know, they are far ahead of the competition. They've got a winning formula. They're cracking this whole, mainstream adoption. They'll probably be the first ever project, first ever crypto project to crack, mainstream adoption, just because, there's so many barriers to entry for normal people. And VeVe is kind of, analyzing all of them and making sure their product is easily accessible for the mainstream media, and that is visible for the mainstream people and users, and that's kind of where all of the Roger and Cohen PR stuff, that's all the licensors, that's where they're marketing, that's where the design of the app, all of that kind of like plays together. Now in terms of the new showroom, so we got this cool article today, so now we can finally see what showroom version 2 looks like. And here's a pretty cool picture of the kind of outside balcony. And we do also have some other images of like inside. Now they've improved the lighting significantly, and Trevor's always going on about lighting, but now you get both the kind of ambient lighting outside, so obviously it changes based on the kind of sunset colors, and you also have multiple directions of lighting inside, and the shadows are kind of like responsive to that now as well. So people would always go on about the shadows, like they were always pointing in one direction, they weren't like responsive. So now we have gotten what we have been asking for. I personally really like the change to the vault door. It's less kind of flat now. It's it looks like a proper bank door. They would like keep valuables, which makes sense. Your VeVe collectibles are very valuable. Now what I found really cool is that they said that we'll be able to kind of extend this. So we'll continue to develop showroom accessories so you can customize the space with structural elements like partition walls, shelving, plinths, stands, etc. Partition walls is interesting, so you can actually split up your showroom and choose from a huge library of interior details like furniture and house plants. Yes, okay, Brock is probably watching this, so BrockmcBlockchain, house plants confirmed. And in future versions, you'll be able to expand on the space with additional rooms, branded themed content, and elements. So additional rooms is really cool because a lot of people have been, outspoken. Hey, I've run out of showrooms. I made these really cool showrooms for like competitions and stuff. Like my kind of disco club showroom, etc. I can't make any more and I have to delete one of my really cool prize showrooms. Now you can extend them with additional rooms, so I think that's pretty cool. How it extends, I imagine maybe you could have an extension that goes upwards, or these kind of floating rooms, you could have extensions that branch out laterally. I think there's definitely a lot they can do in terms of creativity. My one slight concern is for mobile devices. I imagine the kind of lower end mobile devices are really going to struggle with extended showrooms. I've got a Galaxy S21, and even that struggles with all of my collectibles in one room. So it'll be interesting to see just how performant they can make this. Alternatively, we have the web app, which I think would be more accustomed to all of the rendering that needs to be done. People with really good graphics cards, it won't be a problem for them. So yeah, I believe having highly kind of customized showroom is probably something that we would want to be doing on the web platform, which should be coming out soon actually, and it's going to be a replacement for those who need to use emulators because their phone isn't very good. So they should be kind of killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Now lastly, what I just wanted to touch on is the price of OMI for today. Now I drew this channel like a week ago, and we're seeing OMI had overshot. I knew it was overbought here, so circled that in red. I was not going to buy, and then it came down, and I obviously didn't have money to buy here, and my transaction was stuck here, and I actually ended up buying in around about here on this level of support. So I have extended my bag of OMI a little bit more, but what I do see happening is we can see that this trend line is kind of just hitting this line of support and is rebounding, and I believe we have touched once, nearly touched again twice. I believe we should go upwards and then come back down again, and that should be a strong area of consolidation, and then following that I believe we can then continue to resume in this channel. That can happen assuming nothing major happens in terms of negative news. Now being said, for the next couple of months we have a lot of positive catalysts. depends what gets announced at Comic-Con, because I think Comic-Con would be the perfect place for them to announce something really, really big. But obviously, we don't know what that is. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because a lot of people are going to be watching. And I myself personally, I'm just going to be waiting on the app for any potential kind of like, surprise drop collectibles that they might announce. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. Now, that's pretty much everything I want to go through with you guys today. As always, please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.